Hey wizards and witches, and welcome back. This is my third video, which is supposed to be my first video, but got a bit carried away with Hogwarts Mystery. So you've joined me here on one of the new local parks in the area. It's kind of like a outside exercise place, and as you see, it's a little bit under construction behind me. We are currently waiting for the grass to grow.
Come on then, let's not wait for the grass to grow.
So Nick from Trainer Tips, he was encouraging people to do videos on their passion, and that's kind of how I got started on this. Originally, when I was looking at Pokemon Go, and I was like, I know nothing about Pokemon, so I thought if only they made a Harry Potter game like this, and they did, so that was kind of called my bluff really. So here I am, manning up and doing these videos. So I'm based in a market town, which is kind of like a small town, I guess, and it makes Niantic games quite interesting to play. In terms of Ingress, you had a bit of an advantage being out in the country. You could link lots of points of interest together. Now, in Ingress, to do this, you have to have a clear path to link, say, somewhere like here to another park. You'd have to have a clear line, and you can link the 2 points together. In the country, this is quite an advantage because, well, there aren't many points of interest, and in the city, it's more complex and a lot harder to do big fields. And the bigger the fields, and the more points you get. So the city game of Ingress, you're more like taking over these points of interest. You sort of capture the flag sort of thing and try and hold them off. Whereas in the country, if someone's going to drive like 20 minutes to get to a portal, there's no way you're going to stop them taking it down. They're going to be pretty committed. So Pokemon Go doesn't play so well out here. It's sort of in the countryside due to the low density of portals and areas, or gyms in this case. You mostly get Pidgeys and Ratters. I've watched a lot of videos from people in LA, and they have wonderful spawns and all sorts of variety of Pokemon which I've never seen in my life. And I seem to come across them every day, which makes me a little bit more jealous, but not to the point where I'm going to cheat. So things in the country have improved slightly after Operation Portal Recon in Ingress, which is another game I've also played back in 2014. We've got a lot more portals coming online, and I'm actually just on my way to submit another one. So hopefully when Wizards Unite comes out, we'll have an extra little portal or whatever it might be in this game. We have no idea yet, of course. So from this channel, we're going to see basically a small town perspective on these Ingress games. A lot of the YouTubers online do big city like Los Angeles and stuff, and they're super dense population areas, and they get all the good stuff. So from here you'll get a true UK suburbs kind of experience. I'll be out playing with Shadow, my dog, who's not currently with me because some of the parks around here you just can't bring dogs to. It's a little bit annoying, but he'll be out with me playing. Hopefully when it gets nice and warm, well, warmer, doesn't get nice and warm in the UK really, just gets kind of, ooh, I can wear a light jacket rather than a thick jacket. So the addition of weather into Pokemon Go has actually helped rural play quite a lot around here. You get a few more rarer spawns popping up. Before that it was pretty much Ratters and Pidgeys and some of the really common low quality Pokemon you get. Now with weather we get a few extra spawns popping up. It's kind of saved the game a little bit out here. So here we are at a sort of local park. These sort of locations are ideal for Ingress portal submissions. So if you've got a friend who plays Ingress, or if you've got a decent level yourself, you can submit these, and hopefully by the time the game comes out they'll be approved. This is kind of like a big empty park, so hopefully it's a Pokemon spawn location as well. It's marked down as a park on OpenStreetMap, which Niantic use for Pokemon Go for their mapping system. So if we're going to backtrack a little bit to what we know about Wizards Unite, as this is supposed to be a Wizards Unite video, not my experience of Pokemon Go or Ingress video. Going back to 1st of January, quite a while ago now, John Hankey was doing an interview with the Financial Times stating that the schedule release is for the second half of 2018. Now, rumours have been rife as to, well, when is that going to be? Is it going to be like the 31st of July, which is Harry Potter's birthday? Is it going to be 1st of September? Is it the beginning of the year? Or is it going to be any random time that they actually get the game ready? On a personal note, I kind of hope it's July because A, be warmer here. It's pretty chilly in September, and I'll have a lot less padding to do on this channel. He also states in the Financial Times thing that he learned a lot about Pokemon Go's rather patchy deployment. Yeah, I remember it being offline most of the time and all sorts of issues and bugs. Admittedly, a lot of people downloaded the APK rather than waiting for the slow release from the store, but I mean, the game was popular. They should have expected people to actually really want to play the game, and as the hype train had been quite high at the time, people were going to push the boundaries to get it. So, hoping that this year Niantic will be planning to launch globally. It's a big ask, but hopefully that'll be the case. Say the few YouTubers I've met online now, we sort of got together, and it'd be nice if we could all play at the same time and share our experiences. So if we look back to the November entry on Pottermore, this is even further back, but you know, God's got to get there in the end, eh? So it says, Harry Potter Wizards Unite, launch date to be announced, will use state-of-the-art augmented reality technology on smartphones, so a player can view the real world through a Wizarding World lens. So we know it's going to be AR mode, like the old Pokemon Go AR, and now AR+. Pokemon Go's original AR mode was used by most players for probably about the first hour of playing, and then everyone realised, oh, it's actually much easier to turn it off. So a lot easier to catch a Pokemon because they're always sitting in the same place, and you don't look like an idiot also playing the game. Also using AR mode off made a curveball excellent throw a heck of a lot easier to achieve. So the AR Plus mode, which is out for iOS's AR Kit, is a much better implementation. The Pokemon stay kind of anchored to those points in the ground a lot more, and you can kind of walk around them. There's no support yet for AR Core for Android, which is a similar technology. Apple paid Niantic so they could get a leap in with the AR Plus, so I guess they paid for it, so they kind of get it first. I think people tend to use AR Plus mode more now than they did the old AR mode, mainly because you get an expert handler bonus. So actually the game rewards you for using these AR Plus modes, as opposed to it being an advantage to not use the AR Plus modes, or original AR modes. So the Wizards Unite implementation at AR is yet to be decided. I'm kind of hoping that you'd use it to find things in the grass, say potion ingredients and things like that. Find those in the wild, like gillyweed in the water environment. So moving on in the article, it says the game encourages you to step outside with your phone, explore your local surroundings and take part in a series of adventures, such as searching for magical creatures and bumping into iconic Wizarding World characters along the way. Crikey, who knows what you'll spot in your local park. You'll also be able to cast spells, discover mysterious artifacts, and build your very own illustrious wizarding career. Yep, we can definitely get on board with this. So, it's one concise paragraph, and we actually glean quite a lot from it. So it mentions the magical creatures, such as those listed in Fantastic Beasts. Now, the Fantastic Beasts book, which is nothing like the movie, it's actually a Hogwarts textbook. According to the Harry Potter wiki, this does include 91 beasts with a classification of 1 to 5 in terms of danger. Number 1 being boring, number 5 being a known wizard killer. So we already have a difficulty rating built into the system. If you read Fantastic Beasts, the book, now beasts are quite difficult to classify. For example, a beast does include centaurs, but not goblins. This is a topic for another day, as there was a whole debate about what creatures and different races in Harry Potter will be classified as a beast. So it talks about iconic Wizarding World characters. So I imagine us seeing goblins and house elves you need to interact with, and then technically not beasts, so there must be characters of the Wizarding World. Probably meet those at some point, like your local park, for example, out in the wild. Not quite sure how that's going to work out, but there you go. Both Ingress and Pokemon Go have a capture the flag element where you capture your local parks and stuff. I can't see that being any different in this game. I mean, I don't know what these are actually going to be, what advantage there is going to be to capturing your local park, unless there's some sort of wizarding war going on. Now, also both games have an element of picking a team. Now, a lot of YouTubers are saying these are going to be like house teams, as in Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, etc. I don't think it's going to be like that. The text refers to building your wizarding career. Now, a wizarding career will be outside of Hogwarts after you've completed school, so I don't think it has anything to do with Hogwarts. I think it all has to do with having left Hogwarts and there being some big event going on. Whether that event is a war or something else, we don't know yet. So I think there'll be an option to choose like wizard, dark wizard. It may even be goblins or centaurs. You may be able to be another race in the Harry Potter universe. With Ingress having two sides, as it only has two sides, it's quite polarizing. I found like in a lot of the hangout groups, there could be a lot of us and them kind of scenarios. Everyone gets a bit suspicious of the other team, and it's kind of a little bit, not like gang rivalry, but like a little bit of rivalry in the game. I noticed that Pokemon Go is less like that because there are more teams, so it's more diluted. There's no us them. There's no real us them in the game. I'm looking forward to the casting spells aspect. I think there should be like an element to learning the spell. So the first time you attempt it, you're not so good at it. You're a bit hit and miss whether you can achieve it or not. And as you kind of progress, you somehow get better at it, more powerful, and able to achieve more. The way you cast these spells could be quite interesting, as in Harry Potter, well, the Hogwarts mystery game, you draw on the screen, which is very similar to the way that the original Harry Potter games worked back on the old PS1 days, which I'm afraid I have played those games. They're a little bit old school, but yeah, kind of had to give them a go. So I kind of hope it's a draw the thing on the screen, so you don't get it right 100% of the time. There's sort of like a skill element involved. Just don't make me say the words out loud, please. I know there were mentions of the audio being very important in the game. I don't think this means you saying things to the phone. I think it's more like listening out for things, possibly with your headphones on. I mean, it's a bit closed off to the world staring at your phone and having headphones on, but it'd be interesting to see how it comes out. Now, the article on Pottermore also mentions discovering artifacts. This immediately made me think of the Deathly Hallows. So the wand, the cloak and the resurrection stone. Horcruxes, such as Tom Riddle's diary, Marvolo's ring, Slytherin's locket, Hufflepuff's cup and Ravenclaw's diadem. I think trying to find these in the real world would be quite interesting. Maybe because they're rare items, maybe they are some bigger quest to actually uncover them. So as I mentioned before, I think collecting potion ingredients such as gillyweed near water to make your own potions would be quite fun, although finding a Bezoar may not be so fun. Bezoar being in the throat of a goat. Nope, stomach of a goat.
For your information, Potter, a Bezoar is a stone taken from the stomach of a goat, and it will save you from most poisons. Well, why aren't you all copying this down?
So the reference to building a wizarding career, which I think is quite a key element here, could be quite interesting. There are a number of careers listed, such as herbologist, healer, curse breaker, aura, obliviator, and there are just so many more available. Perhaps these will exist as badges, but it'd be quite interesting if you could upskill in one of these areas and join with other team members. So you could have a curse breaker and a healer together, for example, and that will give you an advantage in some sort of confrontation. It also mentions adventures. So quests could go beyond making potions, etc. Perhaps you could use these potions and gear up for an adventure. Perhaps curing a certain disease, a plague or something, defeating a dark wizard, catching a variety of beasts that have got loose or something. Ingress did have a thing around global efforts. So everyone would work as a team to move an item from one country to another by linking the portals together and actually shifting them along. These are actually quite interesting. Not a huge amount of people get involved in it, but it was quite interesting to watch it happen as they released a lot of footage on YouTube on the global effort. That was pretty cool. So, this kind of gets us to the end of this now. How would you like spells to work in this game? Would you want to wiggle your phone and try and cast the motion? Would you just want to draw it on screen? Or would you just want to press a button for it to happen? And what else would you like to see from the game? What other features that I probably have missed, because there's a big universe out there? What other features you'd like to see in the game. Now Portkey Adventures, she has done a good video on some of the fantastic beasts, and I'll include a link below to her video, so I suggest you watch that, and it's quite an interesting insight there. So that's enough from me, and I'll see you around. I also got to mention, next video will be Hogwarts Mystery and my experience of the whole beta thing. So stay tuned for that one, like and subscribe, etc. Click on the notification bell to get a notification when it will come out. And yeah, stay tuned, bye. I imagine we see goblins and house elves, but not quite the same.